Hey, what is good? My name is Eccentric King, mixing, mastering engineer, music producer, and recording artist. Um, I'm just here to speak on the viability of a career in the music industry and in the entertainment industry, and what you actually need to do to succeed. Because I feel like as people that have been in this industry for a long time, we don't pass this knowledge down to our peers and those who are coming up within the space. I'm one of the few people that are fortunate enough to be able to make a living from doing what I do. As a recording artist, as a music producer, as an audio engineer. Now you look at that and you think, hey, this person wears many hats, and perhaps I do, but I make music, my own music. I have a catalog now of 70 songs, of which I've put out over a 5 year period, in which time I've acquired about 396,000 streams. And you look at that and you think, wow. But the reality is that's not a lot, especially in the digital streaming age. But, for me, where the bulk of my income comes from is my exploits as an audio engineer and a producer. That's where I make most of my money. So that's my job, quote unquote. And as for the streaming revenue and things like that, like I'm not touring, so I'm not really making a lot of money off of my music. And I think the one thing that I'm trying to combat the most, especially in this age, is the notion that being an artist in 2021 and beyond is easy. It isn't. The climate and the landscape have changed so that independent artists have more power to be able to establish careers for themselves. But that's also created an oversaturation in the market. That's also created an oversaturation in terms of social media. A lot of the things that worked 10 years ago don't work now. And with the decline of traditional media and the rise of digital marketing, the tools that we have access to are amazing. And therefore, if you're not utilizing those tools, you're doing yourself a disservice. I think the modern artist needs to approach their venture as they would a business, because I operate in a traditional business. I offer mixing and mastering services, and per client, or, basically per sale, I make about 1,000 Rand. Now, when investing in that business, you can sort of work it out and say, okay, if I'm spending about 2,000 Rand a month and reaching, let's say, 10,000 people with that 2,000 Rand on Google, Facebook, Instagram, then if I have a conversion rate of, say, 10%, then on those ads, then that's 1,000 people that are clicking on my ads. And of those people, if I have a conversion rate on sales of 10%, right, or even 5%, or even 1%, then at least that's quantifiable. Let's say, for simple math, let's say I spend 2,000 Rand and I get a sales conversion rate of 1%, which means that 10 people out of 10,000 actually bought my service. I'm making 10,000 Rand, right, off of those 10 people, because the cost of a sale is about $1,000. So 10 times 1,000, $10,000. I spend $2,000 to get 10 sales. All right, great. Now, on the other side of things, I've optimized my ads for my music, and the cost per click is down to, say, 9 cents. So for every 10 Rand, that I spend, you're looking at reaching close to 1,000 people for $10. And the click-through rate on that is currently at like 12-ish%. So, you're talking about out of 1,000 people, about 120 people are clicking on the ads. Um, so, it's relatively inexpensive. But out of those people that are clicking on the ads, there's an additional, say, 10% of them, or 11% and some change, that are actually clicking through and going to the stores and potentially streaming the music. Um, so, I say, for the sake of easy math, for every $100 that I spend on, acquiring new fans, if those people go off and stream my music once, then I'm making 9 cents every time. Not even 9 cents. It's actually probably like 3 or 4 cents every time someone streams a song. So, in actuality, it's a loss-making exercise. Um, so, when young artists are coming out here talking about, I'm gonna get 1 million streams and I'm gonna be super rich and all of this, and it's like, well, I hate to dampen your optimism, but you sort of have to approach it with a sense of realism, so that you're able to achieve your goals, and understanding that, okay, great, you're not just going to post your music on Instagram and Facebook and become super famous. It doesn't happen that way, at least not for a lot of people. There are a select few that are lucky enough for it to happen that way, but for the rest of us, it's like, okay, you're gonna have to engage in some digital marketing, and you're gonna have to spend some money, and you're gonna need to understand that, with all this money that you're spending, you're not gonna make it back. The best that you can hope for at the end of the day, whether you succeed or not, is to break even. But most people don't break even. I've not broken even. I've spent tens of thousands on digital marketing, for my music, my catalog in particular. When it comes to recoupment, I think I'm at what, like 10% or less. So I'm still at a 90% loss. And that's just the reality of it, and hopefully we break even the day we go viral, but that's if we do go viral. So plan your careers accordingly. Figure out how you're gonna get your music out to the fans. For those of you that are not touring, get a job. I know it's not a popular opinion, but it's the best advice I can give you. Get employment. Get employed, find another way to make money while you're still hustling with the music, because the music is not going to make you much money, not in the short term, probably not even in the medium term, maybe in the long term if you do succeed, and that's an if for all of us, irrespective of how talented you are, it's still an if. And that's the advice that I have for you guys, man. Like, get a form of employment. Luckily for me, I'm a qualified engineer, so that's my job. I produce for a living. That's my job. So it's still within the same domain of what I do, and I'm one of those people that's been fortunate enough to be able to do that. But for a lot of you, you might have to get a job that's unrelated to music, that's unrelated to the entertainment industry, that's unrelated to anything that you do, and suck it up. Just deliver Uber Eats, drive an Uber, wait tables, work at Pizza Hut, whatever you got to do, man. But you do it. All right. And you need to understand that whatever you're making there, you're investing back into your music and hoping, working hard and hoping that, hopefully you succeed. And Godspeed to all of you. A lot of you are really talented, especially the young artists now. So you guys can be extremely proud of that. And I think if you can supplement that talent with work, in terms of your product, in terms of your marketing, you guys will be perfectly fine. A lot of you should succeed. A lot more of you should succeed than what you are. I wish you all the best. God bless you. Have a beautiful day.